Today, Jesus says that he's both the good shepherd, but I don't know if you notice, he also says that he is the door. Because it works both ways. Because he is the good shepherd that calls us by name towards the green pastures, towards abundant life here on earth, and after our life on earth, into the kingdom of heaven. But he also says that we are called to go back into the sheepfold as good shepherds, to lead the other people in our lives towards him and towards the green pastures. But the essence here is that we have to know his voice. If we don't know his voice, we cannot go into the green pastures. And in turn, we cannot lead others towards him and into the green pastures. And sometimes we say that we can't hear him, or our prayers haven't been answered, but maybe those prayers are already being answered, but we just don't recognize him. We don't recognize his voice. Because think about how much time we spend each week on our cell phones, on Instagram, distracted, worried, and then we wonder why we can't hear him. Imagine you're in a crowded place. There's hundreds of people, and then your wife or your girlfriend or your best friend or your mom calls you your name. You immediately recognize it throughout the crowd, throughout the noise, because you spend so much time with that person that you are able to just recognize it. And that's exactly how it works with Jesus. The more time we spend with him, the more his voice becomes unmistakable. And then the fake shepherds, the distractions, the worries, the lies, the things that this world promises to lead us to the green pastures and in reality lead nowhere, they start to sound wrong. We start to recognize and we start to ignore them because we already know the real voice. And if we keep reading the next verses after today's gospel, Jesus gives us two marks of a good shepherd. First, he says that the good shepherd enters through the door, meaning through Jesus. A good shepherd imitates Jesus. He becomes one with Jesus. And second, a good shepherd doesn't flee in the face of danger. When the wolf comes, a fake shepherd, someone that is hired, flees because he's more worried about himself than about his sheep. But the good shepherd knows each sheep by name, and he is willing to give his life for his sheep, just like Jesus did. So the question is, are we being good shepherds? Are we giving our energy, our time, our resources for the people around us? Are we sacrificing ourselves for them? The challenge and invitation for this week is to spend some time with Jesus, in silence, in prayer, reading the gospel, going to mass at least once a week. Because the more time we spend with him, the more we get to recognize his voice. And the more we recognize his voice, the more we can recognize the voice of the fake shepherds, of the worries, of the distractions of this world, and the less power those things have on us. And that way, in turn, we can become good shepherds for the people around us and lead them and us to Jesus and to the green pastures.